For today's creature feature, we come to downtown Cincinnati, Ohio. As a youth, as a kid, I spent many weekends in Cincinnati, Ohio with my family for many of Bengals Steelers football games and visiting Kings Island. That was the nearest theme park to where I grew up, which was only 90 miles from here. It's been forever since I've been in Cincinnati, and this will be the first time I come here for a horror convention. That's right. For today's creature feature. Whoa! What was that? Uh-oh. Things haven't changed in Cincinnati. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome if it's your first time. I am Tampa J, and today I'm going to Horror Hound Weekend, a horror convention. If you didn't know, if you're new here, I love horror conventions, and I always love going to different ones. And this one's new to me. I've been wanting to come to Horror Hound Weekend Cincinnati for the longest time, and it's happening in 2024. Spent a lot of time in Cincinnati as a kid, as I was just saying. This area's changed so much. Got the Ohio River over there. The old stadium used to sit here where the Reds and the Bengals used to play. I went there many of times. Of course, we got this new stadium over here. When it was built, it was called Paul Brown Stadium, I believe. Now it's Paycor Stadium. And then you've got the Great American Ballpark right there. That's where the Reds play. Hopefully I'll get there someday. I just wanted to point that out right up here in the video. I did check into this convention last night. I flew in to the Cincinnati, Kentucky airport. I went to an event called A Night with Henry Rollins. I saw Henry Rollins last night of Black Flag. Legendary hardcore punk legend. Wasn't able to film that, but it was basically me and 300 other people watching him speak. It was a great night. Okay, if you clicked on this video, thank you. We're gonna head to the convention right now. Are you ready for today's creature feature? There's so much ahead. First cosplay of the video, the new Halloween, and we've got Scream Box. I like that you got the Yoo-Hoo.
I'm giving it to Roland.
You're giving it to Roland? He's here today.
Yep.
That's a great cosplay for Roland, by the way. Good to see you guys. Happy Horror Hound. And we have arrived at the Sharonville Convention Center. This is where Horror Hound Weekend is going down, attached to the Hyatt Hotel. That was booked. I'm not staying here this weekend. Staying one exit up off of 75, and tons of folks in line. The doors are opening up. Here we go, Horror Hound Weekend Cincinnati. I didn't wear my coat. Didn't want to take it inside. It's cold. All right, everyone's ready to get inside. I am getting that photo with the Cabin Fever crew today. I don't know when that is. Okay, 5 minutes. I don't know when that photo op is. I have to figure it out once I get inside. Thankfully, I already got my badge. 70 bucks for the whole weekend. And doors are open. Oh, wow. Scarecrow Freddy. Forgot your jacket, my friend. Oh, wow. And right in through the door, we are inside. And look who... The Shape. Right off the bat. Hi, Michael. It's always good seeing you across America. And welcome to Horror Hound Weekend. Yes. First vendor I see right here in the doorway, Terror Threads. Lots of awesome t-shirts. I like the Hatchet one. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, look at that. Now, is that, it almost reminds me of Breaking Bad. That is incredible. Great cosplay. Creepy Customs. I remember seeing this booth at Halloween 45 in Pasadena. All kinds of cool Michael Myers Halloween props. Oh my glory, look at this dude. This is the legendary Dent Schoolhouse Haunted House. I've heard great things about this one. I need to get out there. Check it out, they have a booth here. Giant 12-foot skeleton right here before Dent Schoolhouse. I need to get out to your haunted house, sir.
You haven't come out yet?
Not yet.
Why not?
I need to get there.
Yes, you do. You must have been living under a rock. But when you arrive, you need to bring me a pumpkin, and we can smash it together.
Dude, don't tempt me with a good time.
Yes.
I'm there, bro.
Bring me a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yes, we're going to open Friday the 13th in September.
Oh.
The perfect night to open the haunted house season.
That's a great time, yeah.
Yeah.
Horror Hound the t-shirt. I really like that. That's my favorite color, by the way. I love green on black. Art the Clown. Are you heading down to the food court? No?
We don't eat here.
You don't eat here. Oh, that's right. You eat other things. That's right.
It's gotta be the Clown Cafe.
Clown Cafe, yes. Megan, don't kill me, Megan, but I still haven't seen your movie. Not yet. Oh, she's not pleased, I can tell. And this takes the championship ring as far as amazing cosplay so far today. Look at the detail. Wow. That is really awesome. Thank you so much. Ghost and the Mistress of the Dark. I would say you guys love each other. This is some really good cosplay.
Love? Love's a strong word.
We believe in love.
You do not. Fantastic. We've got to get these two together. Look at that. Did you know there's an Elm Street downtown Cincinnati? There's an Elm Street in downtown Cincinnati. Yeah. There you go. He got it. Hello, Jason. Jason Lives. This is the best Jason Lives cosplay I've ever seen. You're really playing it up, right? You're creeping me out, man. I'm so scared. Wow, this is fantastic. Good job. He literally hasn't moved a muscle. Amazing. He is in character. I love it. Really great Killer Clowns cosplay. This is awesome. Even got the cotton candy. I thought I saw something move over here. Whoa! Whoa! Oh my gosh. What's going on here? So far, I like this venue. The Sharonville Convention Center flows pretty nice. Lots of room. Looks like there's a food court downstairs, down that way. So maybe if I get hungry later, I'll go check that out. More celebrities that way to the left. Actually, right in there last night in the Northern Lights Ballroom B, that's where I saw Henry Rollins. Awesome. All right, it looks like Jason has met up with Michael. Michael, squirrel. Cool. I didn't think I'd see Grandma here.
Oh, you never call me. Why don't you call me?
I'm sorry, Grandma. It's what teeth you have. It's what eyes you have.
So adorable, I could just eat you.
And this room is slamming. We've got the Raimi brothers in here. We've got Eli Roth. We've got the cast of Cabin Fever. It is shoulder to shoulder. A lot of people turning out first thing here on this Saturday morning to get autographs and photos, as they should. Horror Hound Weekend, loving this so far. I love it. Like Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That's an amazing one right there.
Frankie. Friends call Frankie.
Frankie. Wizard of Oz Flying Monkey. Some say that's one of the scariest movies of all time. And we're heading towards the vendor room. I'm going to scan this QR code and perhaps it will tell me what time my photo op is today, because I have no clue. Got to figure that out. And my photo op is not till later, 4:45 p.m. session A for the Cabin Fever, so I got a while. And look at this, we have a giant vendor room. Right off the bat, this booth caught my eye. Check out these miniature dolls of all of our favorites. We've got Jason, Leatherface, we've got My Bloody Valentine, Michael of course, Freddy, original Freddy. It just goes on. This is really cool over here. You can buy Mother Voorhees Lucky Charms miniature heads in a bloody burlap bag for 30 bucks. And this is put on by Skags of the Living Dead. There's their QR code right there. If you take a screenshot, it'll last longer. Did you get it? Rewind it back if you didn't. Awesome stuff they've got over here. Look at this. It's the Thing blood test. Really clever. Yeah, check them out. It's a cool booth. Hey, Jason. And thanks to Skags of the Living Dead, I have made a purchase. I now have Jason Voorhees' mother's head. And we'll be here soon. The cast of The Blair Witch, one of the most terrifying movies I've ever watched. Oh, there we go. There's Joshua Leonard. That's awesome. Blair Witch. It's not every con you see a part 5 Jason Voorhees, and a really good one. Really good one. Now, kill me. Vintage pennants of all of your favorite. Check it out. Bustin' makes me feel good with the real Ghostbusters Slimer. We've got Tim Curry. I like this one here. Very classic. Happy Halloween. And there's some more up here on the board. I see a Camp Crystal Lake one. Oh, I like the Salem's up there too. Looks like Matthew Leinhart is the one that made all these pennants. He's got a lot of cool stuff over here. Check this out. I like that shirt, Salem, Massachusetts, and classic The Crow. Will not watch the remake. Love Brandon Lee. Gremlins. Look at all these. I've never seen gremlins quite like these. These are all handmade. And this is a friend of mine. Got him in the video at Days of the Dead Atlanta not too long ago. This is Stephen Laura's Holiday. He does some really awesome artwork. Check out this Thanksgiving exclusive portrait he has done there. That's really cool. Eli Roth here today, by the way. This is Steve right here. This is his artwork behind him. He is very talented. Very talented. Check him out. And behind me, Jeffrey Combs from Reanimator. Also, The Frighteners. One of my favorites, Michael J. Fox, The Frighteners. Really good performance. This is awesome. Getting some photos right here. There he is. This is what happens. Get your photo with your celebrity right there. And look who we have here. Fangoria is here. The OG magazine as far as horror. Looks like you can grab some stickers for free and whatnot. This is awesome. Much Little Ahead in my hand. Now this is a surprise for Chris, so if she watches the video, hopefully she doesn't watch the video. I'm sure she will. So spoiler alert, sorry babe, this is for you. Cabin Fever. I just recently rewatched this. One of the most disturbing and disgusting movies. This came out when I was a freshman in high school, and I remember renting it at Family Video, and I think I held on to it for a couple weeks. Love this vintage Frankenstein poster, beautifully framed. Frankenstein, the man who made a monster. 250 bucks for that. And I've been hanging out with my good friends here for a couple moments. We bumped into each other. Actually, I knew I would see you guys. This is Nathan.
This all been
This was all pre-planned.
No.
Sean Clark, Horror's Hallowed Ground.
Jay in the house.
Malfunction on YouTube.
Horror Hound.
They're right there.
Come on.
This is the man behind the scenes.
Yeah.
This is a great convention, man. My first time here. I'm really loving it. How long have you been doing it?
Started in 07.
07?
That's a weird thing to say. 07.
I know, we all say 07.
What was the first year Cincinnati show?
09.
09. The show actually started at that hotel right across the street. You can see it from here.
Oh, right out the window there.
That is where this convention began, and then it expanded over to here. And this thing just keeps growing. And this year they actually added on to the convention center, so the show's even bigger. I mean, this is definitely hands down the biggest horror convention in the world. This one right here. I mean, there isn't a bigger one. I mean, as far as size and attendance, I mean, there just isn't.
Yeah.
I think the second would be Frightmare in Texas.
Texas Frightmare?
Yeah.
I gotta check that one out too.
Yeah, as far as size and attendance, it's impressive what he's built, man. I'm real proud.
Yeah, good job, Nathan. Yeah, thanks for having me out here, man. Really appreciate it.
Consider September 13th weekend. We have Mask Fest is going to make its first appearance in
Friday the 13th?
Yeah. It is. Yeah, Mask Fest that they used to do exclusively in Indy, they're now going to bring it to Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's going to pretty much take over downstairs, right? Yeah.
All right, so check that out in September.
Take care. Thank you.
Sean's got his stickers here. He's been handing them out. Well, we got Horror's Hallowed Ground. We've got The Thing with Two Heads is a great series on the Malfunction YouTube series. There's the classic sticker. All right, hung out with Sean for a bit in the green room behind the scenes. That was a cool experience. Talked to James, Jude, Courtney. Ran into several celebrities back there. We were just catching up. Hadn't seen him in a while. That was cool. I'll meet up with him later, but there is a Blair Witch panel going on inside this room, so we're going in.
It is the deepest honor creatively to have been like a part of something that we kind of did our jobs, we gave it over to the audience, and then the audience took the baton and ran and came up with their own theories and came up with their own worlds, which is really, there was a gallerist in LA in the 70s, and he had this quote, one of my favorite quotes in the world. He said, art offers the possibility of love between strangers. And I always really loved that, and I really think that, you know, the dialogue between the audience members and the fans it's a deep honor, and it's also not ours to own, you know, if that makes sense.
I think Blair Witch is an especially intimate movie in that way, because it is like first-person point of view more than a lot of other films are, and it is Like there's no pretense. You can feel that there's no layers between you and us when you're watching it. There aren't any. And so I think that intimacy is part of why it sort of lingers with people. And in terms of fan fiction, I personally, the only thing that I read and I love are when there's like theses and MFA or like master's degree dissertations on the Blair Witch Project, especially when they concern the terror of the feminine and the like sort of like patriarchal terror of eros that Blair Witch represents, which I think is a very under-discussed thematic.
And I found the food court. Whoa, man, it smells good in here. Honestly, I was kind of saving room or trying not to spoil a visit to perhaps Skyline Chili or Big Boy, which is right down the street. Frisch's Big Boy, one of my favorites as a kid. Yeah, that's right, we're in Cincinnati. That's a flamingo right there. Flamingo! Great turnout for Horror Hound Weekend. Tons of folks all day long. Swallow your soul. Oh, my soul! Man, this is awesome. Evil Dead.
Get out of my fruit salad, Tampa J.
Oh, it's good to see you all. The Evil Dead panel is about to go down. I might get some of that too. So when I was in the green room earlier with Sean, Sam, Ivan, Ted Raimi, Eli Roth, and the crew from Cabin Fever were all over there. I wasn't staring, but when we were walking out, Sam Raimi said hello to me and Sean, so that was really cool. Have you got asked to say the line several times today?
Actually, no, not once. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick loop in the vendor room. I said quick, but wow, there's a ton of people in here. Here at the official Horror Hound booth. I think Bella needs a sweater. What do you think, Horror Hound? These are awesome. I'm checking out these vintage posters over here. Chuck Norris, The Eye for an Eye. I have never seen that Chuck Norris movie. Look at this. Now this is what conventions are all about for me. Xenomorph meets Jason. I want to see those two together. They need to make that movie. I'm there. Take my money. Thanks. You guys are awesome. And the film that started it all, Night of the Living Dead. I don't have this version. I remember seeing this version at the coffee shop, the horror coffee shop. Can't think of the name of it in Chicago. It'll come to me later. But I was like, man, I need to get that. $5 and it's mine. And I didn't realize it, but it's Troma's 40th anniversary this year. Lloyd Kaufman wearing his Yale sweater. That's a legend right there. Citizen Toxic. Vecna, dressed as one. That is really good. I mean, look at the detail down here. Dude. Awesome, thank you. What's your name?
I'm Raggedy Dead Ann.
Raggedy Dead Ann. That's amazing, look at that. See you around. Bye.
Westlake
Oh my gosh.
So I wanted to ask one question about Evil Dead. Because I know we're going to have probably a few questions about it, but I was curious if it sounds like it's going to continue, and I was wondering if there is going to be like a shared universe for the Evil Dead where everyone connects together at some point, because I think everybody would love that.
Well, I think that's special for you, Ivan.
No pressure.
Well, I think that there is a shared universe of Evil Dead. We're just trying to discover it. It keeps coming back around in different versions, and the short answer to that question is yes. I think there will be. I can't say.
Right, come on, you can do better than that for a shared universe of Evil Dead.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Now that is scary. What is that? Bram Stoker's Dracula. All right. Awesome cosplay, my friend. Did a really good job. Got the cane and everything. You're welcome. You even got the teeth there, right? Oh yeah. Oh. And we're meeting for the first time. We met earlier.
Yeah.
But I ran into you again. We wanted to throw you in the video. You did a video of me in your video,
Yeah.
and now I'm putting you in my video, the Nash Files. And you used to go by another name.
Jordan's Film Quest.
Jordan's Film Quest.
It used to be a movie-themed channel, but now I'm expanding it into a whole bunch of stuff.
I gotcha. I like that.
Horror, true crime, a bunch of new stuff.
How many times have you been to Horror Hound?
Dude, I've been coming here for 10 years.
10 years?
Yeah.
I like it. I'll be back.
You should. If you like conventions, definitely come to this one.
All right, and you guys check out the Nash Files on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Nice to meet you, man. Excuse me, I'd like to get by now. Oh man, that's so good, Jason. And I'm over here. You know how I feel about clowns, but this clown right here, this is Laugh Track Jack. How are you doing, Laugh Track?
I want to go home.
You're not having a good time?
I'm just kidding. I love it here.
Oh, you should. You look great.
Thank you.
Horror Hound Tiki Mug. They have their own exclusive Tiki Mug, and it's got the Horror Hound Werewolf. It is the Horror Hound Werewolf. 45 bucks for approved stoneware, microwave, and dishwasher safe. Oh, much ahead. I'm over here at this booth called Chump Change. Really awesomely displayed. Look at this display. This is the way you do it right here. Very cool. Looks like they have a lot of Disney stuff in here going on. Like that shadow box with the Universal Monsters. You've got Mickey Mouse. Look at this, Tunnel of Love. These are very unique. We got CBGB, the Ramones in there. Some cool stuff. A lot of time went into this. Those are the three that we needed to get together that never got together. Ernest, Mrs. Doubtfire, and Ripley. That's awesome. Oh, on the back. Yeah. Know what I mean, Vern? Know what I mean?
I don't like
Last survivor of the... Oh, yeah. Help is on the way!
Help is on the way, dude!
Help is on the way.
It's like the best quote ever. You can just hear it.
Love that movie. Ugly Kids Club. It does look like the Burger King Kids Club. I love it.
Rugrats.
Yeah.
I'm a 90s kid. So
yeah, me too. It's the Trunchbull. I have never seen a Matilda cosplay.
Oh, wait.
Oh, you got to put the collar in?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. You put your own, she put her own sweat and blood in that cake. Every time I have chocolate cake, I think of that moment. Legendary Ken Forey of Dawn of the Dead. Talked to him a few times. Always wearing Indiana teams, Purdue, IU. Every time I see him, he was wearing Butler last time, Butler University. I just said hello to Ken over here. He said, check out the zombie comic book. This is his, oh wow, he's coming out in a comic book. Look at that. Make sure you take a screenshot of that. I'm definitely gonna probably buy that. Thank you, Ken. Thank you.
Got it?
I shouted him out. Yeah, thank you, thank you. I just spotted Michael Myers, Rob Zombie Halloween. Probably the best Halloween Rob Zombie cosplay I've ever seen. That's so good. You've got the shackles, you've got everything. That all looks like real. Amazing. All right, Mikey, I hate that you killed him. I couldn't take it. He was your friend. He was your, oh no. You treated him so well, yeah. Check this out. This is awesome. Now, these are not so whitey-tighties. These are very cool. I need some Ecto Cooler underwear in my life. What do you think? This is amazing. Wow. Really good job. Thank you, thank you. Look at that. Impressive. Don't know what that is, but someone does. Right, Michael? Right? Yep. Are you ready? Eli Roth in the cast of Cabin Fever. And then after, I'm gonna get a photo with him.
When I was 19 and I had this itch on my face. I was actually in Iceland and working on a horse farm, weirdly, as one does when you're 19. And I just started scratching my face, and then I looked at my hand, and there were just huge chunks of flesh in my hand, and I didn't really expect that, so of course I kept scratching and scratching and scratching, thinking that I had done something wrong. And then I went to shave the next day and started shaving huge chunks of my face off. So once half my face was gone, I said to the family, I should probably go to the doctor. And we go to a hospital, and this is, 1991 in Iceland, and the doctor looks at me and he goes, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just scratching my face." And he goes, "Well, you need to go to the doctor." And we go to a hospital, and this is, 1991 in Iceland, and the doctor looks at me and he goes, "What is wrong with you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm just scratching my face." And he goes, "Well, you need to go to the doctor." And we go to a hospital, and this is, 1991 in Iceland, and Well, anytime you're in a foreign country and you don't speak the language and you go to a hospital and the doctor looks at you and goes, it doesn't feel great, but thank God this woman knew what she was doing. It was some kind of weird ringworm, but I got obsessed with skincare and skin diseases and read about this flesh-eating strep and thought it would be, I actually wanted to make a movie like Evil Dead. The kids go to a cabin and there's kind of a possession thing, so it's pretty cool to be here, you know, with Sam Raimi and that gang. But I started writing the story for it when I was 19, and then when I was 22, I wrote the script with my roommate then from NYU, Randy Perlstein, and then spent 6 years begging for money, and thankfully, you know, we got the most, it's amazing because you're like, for years, people are like, whatever happened to Cabin Fever? And I'm like, nothing's happened yet, I just haven't made it yet, but, you know, we just got so lucky because we had no money, we got shut down by the union. I mean, it was a very, it's a sort of legend now, very dramatic story of how we made the movie, but, you know, I love these guys. We really became a family, and, you know, the movie would not exist without them. And Ryder, I remember, deferred going to college, and Joey I knew from NYU and asked him to be in it, and Jordan and Serena and Jimmy. It was an amazing group, and, you know, I'm just so glad. It's just wild to be here all these years later, because we literally shot it 23 years ago.
Wow. It holds up, though. I watched it a couple of weeks ago with my daughter's 15, and she's getting into horror movies now. So we watched it a few weeks back, and she's just like, okay, I don't know if I want to watch this anymore.
It's great. The highest compliment you can give a horror movie is, I can't watch it, or I couldn't watch it. And also, you know, so for movies holding up, like horror movies, it's like a perfume or a cologne. Like every time you rewatch it, like it's gonna lose its power. A horror movie is never as fun as the first time you see it, period. So the circumstances under which you watch it are important, like seeing it in a theater and seeing it with friends and not, you know, just watching it on your phone. That experience, you can only get it the first time. So anytime you go back and watch it, that's when the humor and the little moments, and, you know, I mean, I walked out of the convention last night and 3 teenage girls looked at me and went, yes it is, you fucking slut! It's just like, I was like, what? And I was like, oh my God, that's Cabin Fever. Like, they weren't even born when the movie was made. And I remember when we shot that, and Jimmy just did that, and Serena's in character with Jeff, and Joey's in character with what? Like, the 3 of them just made that up, and it was the funniest, you know, no matter what you write, you just have great people, and you put them on the screen, and Ryder came off, you know, Boy Meets World when we did it, and so it was a big change for him. We were filming at this Boy Scout camp, and he was covered in blood, and he didn't want to shower. He had like 6 hours between scenes, so he went for a walk and ran into a group of children who were like, oh my God, there's a bloody man. Then, oh my God, it's Bloody Sean. And they blasted, and Ryder's running back to go, help, help, help. And the next thing we're like filming, and like 30 children just standing around the cabin going, we saw Sean from Boy Meets World and he's covered in blood. We're like, no, we're making a horror movie. I mean, every day was like that level of ridiculousness. So I'll let them talk because they have great memories and stories. I want to hear their perspective.
Finally making the movie where Corey snaps and goes ape shit on Sean.
Everything was falling apart, but for some reason, I don't know, we all had this crazy optimism and this crazy belief in what we were doing. I think the script just brought us together, and then you know, when we did our first table read, something happened to all of us, and it was like the tone of the movie got set. For me, it was when Joey said one of the first scenes is them having sex, and it was written like, you know, whatever your line was, and Joey just at the table read just committed to it, and it was like, yeah, baby, yeah, and we all lost it, and we all laughed, and I remember looking around and going, that's the tone of this movie. It's like a level of commitment to the seriousness of the situation, even though it's so absurd and so many crazy things are happening. We had Giuseppe coming in and being Deputy Winston. I was like, what is this guy doing? And like every turn, it was just like, and Eli, you know, when he cast me, I remember him calling me and being like, Ryder, you got the part. I just want to cover you in blood head to toe. I just want you to be Sissy Spacek from Carrie, running through the woods. We're going to do this, Ryder. We're going to do this. And I'm like, okay, man, this is my guy. This is going to be crazy. And it was just this like level of like saturation and investment that the movie, and we always kind of knew like, if this ever gets finished, and then if this ever gets out there, there's gonna be people who get it like us, and it's gonna find its people. And you know, that was just like, I've never had that feeling before where I'm like, everybody knows exactly what movie we're making, and it's not for everybody. And that was like a really cool thing, because I feel like often you're on a film and people don't know what they're part of, or the tone is all over the place, or you have different ideas of what the audience, like who the audience is, or everyone just wants to get the biggest audience. And Eli, to his credit, has always been like, I don't want the biggest audience, I just want my audience, the audience. And I think we found it, so yeah.
Thank you. I remember
That I felt immediately, and like it was like electric every day, and connection, and like my heart is like overflowing with love just being here with all of you. And I remember this day where we walked onto set, and Eli used to come into set every day saying, "Hey Serena," and I'd say, "Hey Eli." And so like you really did set the tone for like the joy of the production. And like Joey said and Ryder said, like we've all done tons of other things, but nothing like this. This was magic. Anyway, I go onto set one day and Eli says, "This movie's gonna change your life. This movie's gonna change your life." And we were like, is it really though? Because like, I don't know.
Every
like,
director tells you that at one point.
Yeah.
Every director believes that, but none of us are lying.
You fucking manifested this shit. Like but the bond together, I don't know. Nothing has been like it since. So we've all done hundreds of things after, probably. And I'm just eternally grateful for all of you. And I love you, and I love you for loving our movie.
What's great with Serena is, you know, this is what it's like. They say, you know, making a movie is having a vision and compromising it 100%. It's not like it's not pointing the camera. It's how do you figure out an improv when everything fucks up. And you know, the leg shaving scene was like the marquee thing, and we're like, oh, how are we gonna do it? And then Garrett Immel from K&B made these beautiful things. It was gonna peel like a banana. And we opened the crate, and he's like, dude, everything froze in transit. All the prosthetics are ruined. I was like, it was that day, we're about to shoot it in an hour.
And it was like 3:30 in the morning, and we had to wrap at 4, and it was just like, we have to shoot.
One time we were filming, and like, then Jimmy just goes, he's like, we're filming the scene where they're like, and he goes, this one time I was masturbating, and I'm like, I don't know where he's going, and I'm like looking, I'm just like, what's happening now? Jimmy goes, and my dog started to lick my balls, and right as it came, stuck his tongue in my ass, and I was just like, now, I am all about the inappropriate discussion. I was like, but Jimmy just says this out of nowhere. And then I remember I was in the editing room, and my editor was like, you can't take that out of the movie. I was like, it's not part of the scene, it's not part of it. He's like, that's the best line in the movie. So, it's like Taxi Driver, where it's like, you're talking to me, I was like, is this gonna be the thing where that becomes the line from the movie? And then we put it in the movie, and people were like, that's the funniest line you've ever written in a movie. I was like, that was just Jimmy fucking trying to fuck with me. But it was perfect, it was so in character, it was so pure, it was just like from the gut, it was the best. And that was the movie, everybody was just coming up with stuff. We had the script, but once they locked in on the characters, my gosh, I have like a child in front of me in the front row. Can we do the earmuffs trick? I'm sorry, just strike that from the record. Pretend it's an already.
Leave now. Like, take your children out now if you want.
But everybody brought that. Everybody brought such wonderful things to their characters. It was so much fun.
Eli, I remember you telling me that, because I was coming from New York, and I was doing theater in New York. So I knew Eli from college. Our brothers are really good friends. And I remember I came to the table read, and Jimmy would just get up and leave, like in the middle of the reading. I'm like, who is this? What is happening? This is unprofessional. Is this what making movies is like? This is not what we do in the theater. And Jimmy would just get up and leave, and then he'd come back and like, I don't know, I'm doing a table read for some stupid movie I'm making right now. I gotta go. I think it's my line. And then I was like, what is going on here? And I remember, and then Eli was like, you know, Jimmy came in to read, and he did this great read, and then I think you said to him, now can you do it, just stand up? And Jimmy went, no. And I think you said like that was the moment you realized that was the character.
Wait. In my defense, I left after my character died.
So Jimmy never read the script past his character died. When we premiered in Toronto, he was like, "You're a big part of this movie, Ryder. You live." Jimmy, you've never read past page 65? He's like, "Oh, my character died. Bird's dead. That's it." He was so impressed with the movie. He's like, "You're the whole big part of this movie." I'm like, "Yes."
After my character died, I would just leave, and I smoked cigarettes at the time. Still do a little bit. I don't recommend it.
You were smoking back there.
Yeah, I know. I just smoked.
Light changed. I was like, I love you. Put me in your movie.
Yeah, you had just shot Super Troopers, and my editor, George Folsey, and his son Ryan cut the movie. George had cut and recut Super Troopers and was telling us about it, and like we had no, I mean, it was so funny that you did Cabin Fever and Super Troopers back to back. So I remember seeing Super Troopers early and being like, this is one of the fucking funniest movies. Your scene in the beginning, you're like, we can't pull over anymore. We're already pulled over. So
there we go. Eli Roth, Cabin Fever. Whole crew there. Love that movie. And getting a photo op today, pre-purchased. I believe it was around 245 bucks. All said and done, about 300 for the Cabin Fever photo op. Ted Raimi in there right now. And just like that, magic. This is a great photo. Wow, Eli Roth. So I was hanging out with Sean Clark behind the scenes. I wasn't filming this. I was back in the green room, and I got to say hello to most of the cast and got to meet Sabrina. Wow, that was a cool experience. Yeah, awesome, great photo. And I met him. George went. Norm from Cheers. I got a photo with him too. Here, I'll show you. Huge fan of the show Cheers. Also, I was talking to him about House and Man of the House. And I found another portion of Horror Hound that I didn't know existed down these set of stairs. We've got the screening room, and also we've got the film festival going on. There's something in here called Creative Corner. It's a bunch of independent films, producers, writers, you name it. It's a good old-fashioned horror fest. Oh my goodness. One of these doesn't look like the other. Okay, I was gonna say, that has been in there a long time. That's horrific. I had to throw it in the video. I have had a fantastic experience for my first time at HorrorHound Cincinnati. I will be back. This was great. Hi. Oh, holy cow. Are you from the schoolhouse too?
Yeah, I'm from schoolhouse. Can't you tell? Charlie did a beautiful work on me. Now you have to come see me though, because we have math, we have reading, and math and reading, and my favorite subject is lunch.
Lunch?
Our Salisbury steak is really, really good. Our meatloaf isn't though. I know the guy who was made into the meatloaf, and he wasn't very nice, so he tasted yucky.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay though. He's dead now.
Well, thank you. I'll see you. I'll see you at lunch.
Of course, I'll see you at lunch. You look delicious.
Oh, thank you. I get that all the time. Hey, Grandma.
Hey, I got my glasses fixed.
Oh, that's great. Oh, what eyes you have.
Oh, yes, of course. I can see now.
Oh, better to see me, right?
Of course, because as you can see, I got the glaucoma.
Oh, yeah. What about those teeth, though?
I hope I keep them brushed and flossed freshly.
What do you do with those?
Just, get a little snack here and there.
A little snack?
Yes, because you're so adorable, I could just eat you.
Yeah! I swear, I just saw you. Where did I see you? Wait, it was St. Louis, wasn't it?
Yes!
This is no stranger of mine right here. You want to shout out your channel?
I do.
Yeah, let's shout out your channel.
Dot's Adventures.
Dot's Adventures. We run into you all the time. And, oh, look over here. You guys are all, we run into each other like everywhere. Like this is like the fourth state.
You're right, it is different states too.
Yep. Check out my friends here, Dot's Adventures on YouTube.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, much ahead. Wow, I walked out of the building and I forgot I wasn't in Florida. It's cold out here. Thank you for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share it. I really appreciate that. I'm Tampa J, and this is HorrorHound Cincinnati. Hope to see you next time. For bonus footage, I'm gonna put the evening with Henry Rollins, some of that audio here at the end. Later I'm gonna come back, probably hang out a bit at HorrorHound, hang out with Sean. They're having like a party, like a band or something later. I'm not gonna film that, but I'm just gonna enjoy it. Speaking of enjoyment, I enjoy you guys being here. It means a lot to me. All right, know you're awesome, know you're loved, and no matter who you are, what you're going through, just know there's always much ahead for you. And for today's creature feature in Cincinnati, it's over.
I think that we are culturally aware. I think that this festival is basically a big middle finger to mediocrity and conforming to social norms. And I think I would hate to think that this is something that we're going to have to fight for in years to come, as some aspects of this country, not to get political, want to run backwards. And this might be seen as things like bad reading books, men wearing dresses, reading to little kids at libraries. And the main thread of that is some kids might get literate. And so I think that this is something that's maybe more than what we think. Is fun, of course. But I hope you keep coming back to this, because I think it's a really good thing to do. And I'm glad I'm allowed to come back for the third time. And I get asked to do a festival or a convention. They never ask me to come back. And I wonder, how can I offend them? And I always find a way to offend somebody somewhere. By the end of our 75 minutes together, one of you is going to hate my guts when this is done. You know what see? We'll get into that in the third or fifth hour. Anyway, I wanted to tell you a brief story. It was kind of going from that thing I was just saying. Many, many years ago, I lived in Washington, D.C., and I went to an all-boys military prep school. I got sent there. They advertised this school in the back pages of Boy's Life, like, Mom, Dad, is your child a disciplinary problem? Bring him to us. And I'm like, not socializing all that well, biting other children, high on Ritalin, and I'm like a handful. So they send me to this all-boys school, and I'm wearing this douchebag uniform, and I've got ex-Paris Island, ex-Marine Corps, World War II vet, Korean vet, Vietnam War veterans as my teachers. And so I'm getting yelled at, I'm called by my last name, I'm completely depersonalized. I went from 6th grade all the way to graduation of that. And being called by my last name, I'm wearing like this golden black striped tie and all that stuff. And the school is like 900 miles from where I live in the city of Washington, D.C. And I didn't hate any of my classmates. They're cool. They're just suburban boys. I'm a city boy. And we're just trying to endure this awfully boring environment. It wasn't a school, it was a freaking gulag. And so I get out of that, and I'm looking for my people. Like, there's people who might accept me for being the complete weirdo that I am. And so I'm looking. And thankfully, I found a thing called punk rock. And so I joined the punk rock show. February 15th, 1979, I was like barely 18 years old. I saw those little soldiers flash at the Ontario Theatre, which is now a beautiful condominium. But back in my day, it was a theater where we saw Buzzcocks and the Cramps and on and on and on. And so we were there all the time. And that night changed me. I've never recovered. And a few weeks after that, I was in a bar with about 75 people, getting sweated on by Lux Interior of the Cramps, a great Ohio band that eventually became New Yorkers and then California. And so more and more I started finding people, and you could say basically freaks like me. And there was a place in a neighborhood called Adams Morgan. And in the 1970s, it's a place you could just get mugged. Now you can't afford a blade of grass. Gentrification, capitalism, gets through any city. Washington, D.C., forget it. And so now it's very good looking. Back in my day, it's a place to get your bike ripped off and you just get punched out. There was a hippie commune that's now a hairdresser in Adams Morgan. It was called Adams Morgan in Adams Morgan. And the hippie at the door would charge you $2 if he said, I don't have the $2. Like, it's okay, man. And all the hippies lived there, but in the front room of this place, they would let bands play. And this is where you'd stand in front of bands like Teen Idols. Ian MacKay's first band was the bass player, and on and on and on. I went to this place all the time, risking, like death and ruin, trying to get out of there and not get killed. And so one night, I had been there. This is where I'm trying to get to. Sorry for all the extra stuff. So It's like 2 in the morning, the band's like, I forget who was on the bill, probably the Teen Idols, and that's IDLES, and the Bad Brains, which when you can see them from this far away, it's kind of life-changing. And so the show's over, and none of us want to go home, because anywhere we're going to go is going to be super normal compared to the place we're standing in right now. And our little scene, we had the one old guy with a shoulder bag really trying to give you like communist propaganda, and we'd always say, dude, it's too much reading. Like communism might be cool, but it looks like too much intellectually uphill. I'd rather just hang out and like run around and be an idiot. And we had gay people in our scene, and women people in our scene, and Rasta people in our scene, and homeless people in our scene. And we all liked everybody because we realized what we were. We're the ones who can't throw the ball straight. No one wants us on their team. We get roundly hailed, like, what's up, Devo? Like people try to kill us. But amongst each other, we're just cool freaks. And it's not a bad way to be. And so it's like 2 in the morning, none of us want to go home. There's like at least 35 of us in this living room. And someone has one of those one-speaker Norelco tape recorders. They don't sound good. And it's sitting there plugged into the wall, no batteries. And I have a mixtape for some reason. I pop it in, and it's UK subs, The Ruts, The Sex Pistols, The Clash, all kinds of old-wave UK punk rock, off 7 inches so you can hear it go snap, crackle, and pop. And I'm a spaz, so I start jumping up and down, because I can't control myself. I love this music. And HR from the Bad Brains, he's like got a lot of energy, and he starts jumping around on the other side of this little tape deck. Meanwhile, freaks are milling around us, and I was like, what are you guys doing? You're so weird. And like the two of us are dancing until we're sweating, at least like 5 or 6 songs, as being 2 complete maniacs. And I remember grabbing that scene and crystallizing and saying to myself, this is what freedom is like. This is what you do when you don't think you're going to get laughed at, beaten up, teased, or otherwise humiliated or intimidated. And I said, if this is what my adult life is going to be, I'm going to double down on this and try to have nights like this for the rest of my life. And that's when I got into alt culture, because I figured out I'm an alt person. I'm never going to be normal. I'm not putting normal people down. I just think they're unlucky. They miss out on so much. And that's why we have stadiums, because you got to put them somewhere, like NASCAR and football and all that stuff. And that's why they're so big, because like 35,000 people go. I want to be able to read without getting beaten up. And so that's a moment that set the